Knowledge without values is potentially damaging. Knowledge is ubiquitous, and sometimes, because we know, we think we understand. However, the practice of leadership is inherently relational. We learn to lead by leading others and learning with and through them. This facilitates understanding, and it acts as an invisible compass, subtly guiding our decisions, actions, and the cultures we build around us. Rather than exploiting or hoarding knowledge for private or selfish gains, as leaders we should share understanding and meaning generously and use the opportunity to connect and collaborate with others around shared purpose and values.
I think it's interesting. One of the things on the last show that I did, the director, he went and got these badges made, hilarious, that they say who Canberra, and then they have a picture of Parliament House and it says Shanberra Canberra. Right?
Nice.
It's highly amusing. So we're at the National Library and I thought they'd all got like a badge which said I visited the National Library, and I was like, oh, we were doing a tech recce and they were all sitting at the table, and then I realised that hilarious. But one of the things is because I did grow up here, lots of other people who come into creative roles have gone through like what might be a creative high school, like Newtown High, and have completely had a journey with creatives, or they come from a family of creatives, and whereas I don't. So all my friends I feel like are in very, very different kind of roles. And so, in one film where there was a need, or there was a neurologist or something, I was like, oh, I know a friend's wife is a neurologist. We should get her to check the things to make sure what we're saying is accurate. Or on that same film there was a radio announcer, and I was like, oh, why don't we just get a proper radio announcer? Why don't we try and get Fran Kelly or someone to do the interview with Hugo, rather than cast an actor? And I was like, someone I went to uni with will know Fran Kelly or work at the ABC, I'll find someone. But I feel like and with that badge of, who Canberra, Shanberra can, is because Darren was like, Darren, who was the director on that project, was like, whenever they'd say, oh, can someone find this? I'd be like, I know someone. They'd be like, it's just,
well connected, but also resourceful.
In this thing. Well, I suppose resourceful and able to find different people. And also I think, probably what complements the role is being approachable and friendly and all of those things.
Gurugan was a frustration with the behaviours I saw in people that claimed leadership roles without really the cultural authority to claim leadership, which really eroded. I mean, the leader should be someone you aspire to be and you want to get in and follow, not someone who abuses and mistreats and lies. The people that are most dear to them, the people that are actually the most loyal followers of those leaders. So that happened a couple of times, and I sat back and I watched, and I was like, hang on, these people are clowns, much the same way. And regardless that you paid more, you've got a bigger business card, that doesn't satisfy, the conditions for me to try and follow a leader.
These are tricky times.
Yeah.
These are wicked problems.
Yeah.
And this is an age that is quite different to the way it was before, because instant news, there are cameras everywhere, there's internet everywhere, you can get answers from Alexa and Google and Bixby and all this stuff, but it's still up to you to make a decision to move on and to focus on one thing. And so for me, leadership is really about, where is your focus to a better world? Where is the focus for a common good? What are you going to do that will pursue and prosecute that end of a better world, right? Because at the moment, what I'm seeing is not really going to be much of a better world right now. But in my own little world, I'm doing my best. And I think if 100 million other people did their very best towards a better world, like picking up the rubbish in the street once a weekend, looking like a lunatic in your big hat, or going off and volunteering at a kid's playground to teach kids how to, chalk up a hopscotch on the ground and play the game, or to assist a bunch of nurses in a nursing home, make beds. Nothing stuff.
underneath that roof, there's 2,500 clocks up there ticking. And everyone knows what time it is up there. And when you can be a little bit superficial up there. If you get a smudge against that reliability, it can be not detrimental, but it can, it can make things longer. So yeah, be reliable, be genuine and honest, because you get found out if you're telling fibs, you'll get found out. So, and there's people up there that, no matter how controversial it is, they'll listen, they'll take it on board, or how opposite it is to the current situation up there. The beauty of that place is, it's a space to sort of air that, and there's actually, I guess, people up there that sort of process that. They don't just blow up and you're against me, so let's walk off. Maybe in that political spectrum they probably do.
It's quite clear that the people that were I was meant to be following, the people who claimed leadership, weren't really connected to me. They were connected to me as a functional object. Bo goes to work. These are the things that should happen at work. But it never really connected with me to say, there's no chance that I'm going to get Bo back to work 1 month after having a child. And if you're going to get me to come back to do something, it should be communicated in a way that talks to me, not talks to an employee.
I think COVID also taught people how to, step outside of their house when there was a full-on shutdown, and despite what people like me thought it's the wrong thing to do, they still did it. And so people have learnt to defy authorities, because often people don't want to act to constrain them. People are now saying things that would have been unsaid 5 years ago. I've seen people acting up on aircraft lately that it's just really surprising.
Yeah.
You would never have seen that before COVID. You're seeing people abuse bus drivers. Every time you get on a plane now, it's please treat each other with respect, please treat the crew with respect. It's like, we've never had to be told to treat people with respect.